Jay the Rock percent off collector, and we're here with another action figure unboxing and review, and we're going retro style because we're going to be looking at the McFarlane toy Spawn Classic Al Simmons. And I have to admit that this was again not something on my radar, but since I am a volume collector and always hunting for those discounts, when I saw the deal, and you see the price there, but it's half that, so I paid $5 for this bad boy. All right, but of course the question is going to be, if you were to find this for this price or maybe a little bit more, is it worth it for your collection? So we're going to open up this bad boy and find out in just a second, but make sure you hit that subscribe. We're almost at 500 subscribers, so thanks to everybody who watches and the people that subscribe, but we really want to hit that 500, so hit that subscribe button. All right, okay, cool, we'll be right back. Alright, we're back here with the Spawn Classics Al Simmons, and it just looks sweet. I know that a lot of these, like if you watch the one that I did about Shaft, that, you know, this is going to be more like a statue than action figure as far as, you know, articulation and all that, but I just really like how it looks, the, you know, especially like the base that it comes with, the accessories, all that just looks sweet. I mean, you can see here that they have a line of different movies and stuff like that. Austin Powers, you know, of course, Spawn, Alice Cooper, Rob Zombie, I mean, Kiss. I mean, look at that, man. I mean, this is just cool, like all the stuff that they have. So you can see him right there. And just look at all these cool ones. And I have her. You can go see that coming soon over on our sister channel, which is Women of Action Figure. But without further ado, let's start opening this bad boy up, because I've been itching to open this up, even though I haven't actually had this one that long. Alright, so I kind of like this, how it slides out like that. Makes it a little bit easier to get to. And then we have this down here, which pumps in, tells you about more stuff to buy, because, you know, you gotta buy, and I don't mind that as long as I keep getting deals. And I have to say, man, between garage sales and toy shows, I think I've been doing really well finding a bunch of, especially retro stuff, because there's just some people that they're just not interested in anything retro, and I can understand that, especially when there's a whole bunch of re-releases of things and much more articulation. Then I can see where you might want that. But when I'm getting figures like this half off, yeah, I don't care. I just want to have it, and I think it's just sweet. So of course we'll see. But I mean, I can't believe, like, the slipping these out the tape. Like, this tape goes all the way around. Like, look at this, man. Like, it really goes all the way around there. So it's not even that simple to just pull this tape off. Like, jeez, man, look at that. How high that goes just to get his other gun. It's a little much, I think. And then as far as these, I think I can just get these with my scissors. I know sometimes you had the ones that are harder to cut, but looks like these are not that case. So pop them out, and then pop the base out. Oh my God. I mean, you really couldn't steal this unless the person has no hearing left. You know, that's the only way. Alright, so we're going to start, of course, with the accessories, because I like to do that first. So let's start with the stand. I love these because I've actually now got a bunch of these. There's actually some I actually picked up, strangely enough, at a garage sale, where I don't know how someone just had these stands left. Maybe someone just wanted the action figures and not the stands. But I mean, this just looks sweet in its own. Like, I mean, with the skulls and everything, and the gun, the sandbags, just the way it looks. And then you can see underneath here from 2000. So as I said, retro vintage, which, I mean, just makes me feel so old. But hey, you know what? I'm embracing it at this point. And my cat's being sneaky, trying to eat the plastic that I just put over there, so I had to grab it from him. I don't know why my cat loves plastic like that, bro. All right, so we have the gun here. And I like how these look, especially like having like this extra little strap here. I think that's a nice touch. And I know that sometimes these can like become really brittle over time. I mean, we're talking at the time of this recording close to 25 years. So, but that's a cool looking weapon. Like, and it's pretty sturdy too. Like it's not really bendable. So that's cool. So I always like having something like that. And then you have the handgun. That's cool. And then you have the other machine gun weapon, which I think that's supposed to be the grenade launcher, right? I think so, yeah, because it has its own trigger too. Again, nice. I like the way this looks. Like, it looks sweet. And again, like, I mean, I guess technically there's a drop of bend, but not that much. I mean, yeah, when you get to the barrel, but this gun looks really sweet. All right, so let's zoom back out and look at the figure itself. So again, like, so with these figures, it's going to be about the looks, not really articulation. I mean, we could just go over that real quick. It's like even the arms, like you see the cut there, but it's a little stiff, obviously, but you're not going to get that much movement even out of the arms once you move it. Like, this one has more, so this one looks like it goes all the way around. I'm sure this one does too, maybe not. It just feels like once you start to turn it a little too much, it feels like it could break, but I don't know. Like I said, I can be scary sometimes, I admit that. And the head too, like, that's a good movement actually for the head. I actually didn't expect to do that much. Obviously, it's not going to be any up and down, but that turn is actually pretty decent. And as far as the rest of it, nope. So, I mean, you can see down here, you got the little pegs here, which is interesting because when I was looking at the... Oh, okay, I saw it. At first, I was going to say I didn't see the pegs on the base, but I see it now. I was blind. Let me see if you can see it. Yeah, so you can see little writing down there and all that. But, yeah, I mean, there's no turning anywhere here. Just checking to be sure. Like, it does look like the waist can, though. But, I mean, I don't know if it's just... It feels like that's it, but I guess again, it's like when I start to go too far, it almost feels like it's telling me no, but that could be wrong. I don't know. So I mean, that seems like it's it as far as articulation. Oh well, you can rotate the hands, so that's cool. Can you do both? Yeah, so you can do both, but as far as like having malleable fingers, nah, not really. So again, this is going to be more about the look, so let's get in extra close and look at that. So I mean, I always like how they do with the faces and all that, and it's like, you know, just that rugged look. I love how the communicator looks and all that. I mean, the headband, you know, all that. Of course, like, I love how they do the design, the sculpt to give the shirt, you know, make it not just perfectly straight. I mean, you're out in battle, man, so you're not gonna have a straight shirt. The bandolier, you know, I like the paint on each of the shells and all that, the pockets, which is, it looks like this, yeah, all this, you have a movement associated with it as well. So it looks like up here, oh no, you can move it a little bit up here, but I think this is just more like just how it's built, so it's like you have that texture. And then here, of course, like, I like that too. Like, all this helps, I think, makes it just seem much more cooler. It just makes it look awesome. You know, see the back, the same thing. I like even like the wrap around the arms, even though it's kind of weird because it's like so deep in there. Like, you see that on the arms, it's like, holy cow, like, what's that doing there? And then of course the canteen, the pouches here, all that looks sweet. The belt, I think, looks awesome. You know, the gloves are kind of basic, but I like the fact that it actually has these little dots in the gloves. Like, my uncle actually had some gloves like that had those dots in it. I forgot. I guess it's just for ventilation, right? I guess. I forgot also had another tie over here. Another tie around the leg. Like, even the design on the pants. Basically kind of like that combat boot style to it, everything. So I mean, it's really weird, right? Because it almost looks like here, like it could be some kind of turn, but no, that's just part of the design of the pants. So, I mean, that's pretty much it, which still, it's really cool. So we're gonna put on a turntable with the weapons and do our final thoughts. Right, so here it is on the turntable. And so I have to correct myself. I was actually wrong about the hands being malleable. It's just the plastic is much harder than what you might notice on other figures. So I was actually able to pry the fingers just enough apart because you couldn't slide either the guns. On this side you could, but on the other side where the handgun is right now, you couldn't slide any of the weapons in the way its hand was by default. But if you extend the fingers, now you were able to put that in. But you still actually had to push it pretty hard to go in, which I have no problem with because it holds it really, really tight right now. So obviously there really isn't anywhere else to hold the weapons per se. So I kind of put this on his chest. I guess I could put it facing his back. But both the weapons he's able to hold well. So I mean, I appreciate that. As far as the base, as I said, there was only actually one peg, and the peg's actually over here. So really, I tried to do him stepping the other way, and it doesn't really work as well. Either way, you kind of have that lean forward, like you can see that here. And I did push all the way down. Now, maybe there's some things that I can do to make that work out a little better. I don't think there's really anything wrong with it. I actually think it's kind of cool, him kind of like stepping on one of the skulls and stuff like that. So I definitely don't have any problem with it. I mean, I guess this hanging around his neck is kind of goofy, but I mean, you could like that. I mean, that works. That's cool. So yeah, so overall, let's talk price. So as I said, you saw the sticker, it said $10. This was part of that collection that I got when I went to a toy show locally here in Washington. It was a small show. It only cost, I think, $5, or I think it was $5 to get in. And there were, a lot of people going after looking for grails and fancy stuff, and there were some people just doing half off. And this was already 10 and then half off, and I got it for 5. When I looked it up, I've seen it anywhere from $14, $15, but with like high shipping, like $10 to like $25 and up. And then I saw one closer to $30 with free shipping. So honestly, I'm guessing it's probably $20 to $30 depending to get this figure. So for me to get it, even if at 10 would have been a great bargain, but at 5 is just incredible. So I'm gonna just zoom in a little extra close, just so you can see. So yeah, so overall, I think this is awesome. I love this kind of stuff. I certainly don't think I'd go after it for 30 or anything like that. Probably not even 20, but really even 15. I probably would do 15. I mean, it just looks sweet. I mean, sure, there's not that much you can do with it articulation wise, and if you stand it without the base, it's kind of weird, like just because it's kind of like some of those old 5-inch figures that you would see back in the day where it's like you can't really stand it correctly. So it's like I said, I was thinking like maybe you turn the waist just enough, but I really checked to see down here. Okay, so I can't see, again, this is one of those things where it's like it felt like I couldn't move it, but it does feel like you can move the feet a little bit. But like even when you turn it, like, I mean, I'm not seeing how you really get a stand. I mean, look at the way that foot is up like that. I mean, that almost looks like it's meant to be like stepping on a skull like that. And like I said, as far as the peg, this is the peg that I saw. So it's like you could put it over here, or try, like if you do it this way, it's off the stand. And then if you do it this way, like it's just strange. Like it doesn't really work for me. So it's like it does seem like it's really only one way to put him on the stand, and then beyond that, it doesn't seem like you're able to have him stand up without the stand. Now, if someone has this figure and I'm just wrong, hey, please just tell me in the comments. Just be cool about it, because I'm admitting I could be wrong. But overall, I will say, especially if you can get this at around $15 altogether or less, I definitely think that it's a cool looking figure, and it would be an awesome addition to your collection. Hey, thanks for checking out the channel. And if you like what you've seen, please consider giving us a like, comment, a sub, all that stuff. It really helps the algorithm as we try to make a push to reach out to more collectors that, like me, like to get that discount. Because you know how I say, no discount, no deal. All right, catch you later.